Article 135, the compliance with other laws. The Labor Code and all the other labor laws, the Social Security Act, the Medical Care Act, and all other social legislations, and all other laws and executive orders shall apply to cooperatives duly registered under this code. The Article 136, Register of Cooperatives. The authority shall establish a register which shall contain a chronological entry of the name of every cooperative registered or dissolved under this code, together with the basic information required for registration or dissolution and any other information considered useful. The authority shall publish annually a list of existing cooperatives under dissolution, and those whose registration are cancelled during the year, together with such information on each of them as may be prescribed in the rules and regulations.
Article 137, Settlement of Disputes, Conciliation, and Mediation Proceeding. This article disputes among all members, including officers, directors, and committee members, as well as the intra-federation, inter-cooperative, or inter-federation. It shall disputes as far as it is practicable. It can be settled amicably in accordance with the conciliation or mechanisms embodied in the bylaws of cooperatives and in such other applicable laws. So what if the conciliation and mediation proceeding fail? So if it's fail, the matter shall be settled through voluntary arbitration. However, before any part can validly file a complaint with the authority of voluntary arbitration, it must first secure a certification from its committee and from cooperative union of federation to which it belongs. The jurisdiction of voluntary arbitration shall be exclusive and original, and their decision shall be appealed to the office of the President. Next, we have Article 138, the Joint Congressional Oversight Committee on Cooperative, or JCOCC. This article is composed of the Chairman of the Senate Committee on Cooperative and the Chairman of the House Committee on Cooperative Development, with 4 members each from both houses. The said members shall be duly appointed by the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of the representative from the member of the respective committee, based on the proportion presentation of the parties or both coalition therein. So the joint parties of the coalition therein review and approve the implementing rules and regulation of this code and monitor the proper implementation. So the annual appropriate for the oversight committee shall be charged to the budget both the House of the Congress in the General Appropriation Act, or GAA.
Article 169 is the implementing of rules and regulations. It is issued by the authority and shall not apply to some cases. Article 140 is the penal provisions. It has 7 acts or omissions affecting cooperatives that are prohibited. First is the use of word cooperative by person or of persons or organization. Penalty is the imprisonment of not less than 2 years but not more than 5 years, and not less than 20,000 in fines, or both at the discretion of the court. Second is the any person who willfully attempts in any manner to evade or defeat tax. Penalty is not less than 30,000 but not more than 100,000 in fines, and the imprisonment of 2 years but not more than 4 years, provided it is convicted or acquittal obtained under this article shall not be a bar to the filing of a civil suit for collection of taxes. Third one is the direct or indirect violations or circumvention of the provision of Article 60 and 61 of this Codes Committee by any. First is the public official or employee at any bureau. Second is the office or agency of the government. The penalty is the imprisonment of not less than 1 year but not more than 5 years, or a 5,000 in fines, or both at the discretion of the court. Fourth one is the direct or indirect interference or intervention by any public official or employee into the internal affairs of a cooperative of which he is not a member, such as but not limited to the following. First one is the influencing the election or appointment of officers, directors, committee members, and employees through public and private endorsement or campaign for or against any person or group of persons. Second is the requiring prior clearance for any policy or decision within the cooperative. Third is the requesting or demanding for the creation of positions or organizational units or recommending any person for appointment, transfer or removal from his position. Or fourth one is the any acts inimical or adverse to the autonomy and independence of cooperatives. Fifth one is a director, officer, or committee member who violated the provision of the Article 45, which is the liability of the director, officers, and committee members, and the Article 48, which is the disloyalty of a director, and the Article 49, which is the illegal use of confidential information. The penalty is the 500,000 fine, no more, no less, or 5 to 10 years imprisonment, or both at the discretion of the court. Sixth is the offenses. First offenses is the omission or refusal to furnish any information, report, or any document that is required under this code. Second offense is the providing information, reports, or other documents that are required under this code which the person knows misleading. Third offense is the omission or refusal to keep a book or register under this code or to make the required entry therein. Fourth is the making an entry under this code in a book or register which the person knows to be false or misleading. Fifth, hindering an authorized person from making an inspection, audit, examination, or investigation required under this code. Sixth is the failure to comply with an order or written instruction issued or given by the authority. 7. Violation of the provision regarding transaction with a restricted party. And last one is the abetting, counseling, allowing, authorizing, or commanding another person to commit an offense punishable by this code, provided that in case the violator is a cooperative or juridical person, the penalty shall be imposed on its directors or officers. By that, the penalty is 1 to 5 years imprisonment or 50,000 fines, or both at the discretion of the court.
Let's proceed to the Article 141, which is the printing and distribution. So the National Printing Office shall publish this code in the Official Gazette within 60 days from the date of the approval. So the copies of this code shall be given to every department, agencies, and instrumentality of the national government, including the regional, provincial offices, and local governments, including the government-owned and controlled corporations. All the duly registered cooperatives and their federations, unions, associations, and cooperative corporations shall be given 1 copies at each of cost. Next is the Article 142, which is the interpretation and construction. So the interpretation and construction, in case of doubt in the meaning of any provision of the code or the regulation issued in the pursuance thereof, the same shall be resolved liberally in favor of the cooperative system member. So, meaning of it is that if there are other members or any members that objects in some part of the provisions of the code, it shall be resolved properly.
Article 143. Repelling Clause. First, we need to define the term repelling or repel. In a Merriam-Webster dictionary, it is defined as an official no longer valid. So, in Article 143, it is stated that when a cooperative is created and operated, inconsistent with the Section 357, or as to its membership, administration, responsibility, and rights are deemed no longer valid. Article 144, Transitory Provisions. All cooperatives registered and confirmed by the authority under Republic Act No. 6938 and Republic Act No. 6939 are hereby deemed registered under this code, and a new certificate of registration shall be issued by the authority. The Article 144 is clearly stated that when the cooperative met the requisites and the needed requirements are deemed authorized to operate. But when they fail to do such submission of documents, the authority has the right to cancel the effectivity of the cooperatives.
The Article 145 or the Severability Clause tells us that if any part of the code is declared unconstitutional or not allowed by the government or the Constitution, the validity of the remaining provisions shall remain in full effect. While the Article 146 or the Effectivity Clause tells us that the code shall take effect 15 days after its publication in a newspaper of general circulation or those newspapers ready to be distributed to the general public.
Alternative dispute resolution. It shall refer to any process or procedure used to resolve a dispute or controversy, other than by adjudication of a presiding judge of a court or an officer of a government agency in which a neutral third party participates to assist in the resolution of issue, which includes the arbitration, mediation, conciliation, early neutral evaluation, mini trial, or any combination thereof. The arbitrator shall refer to the person appointed to render an award or decision alone or with others in dispute that is the subject of an arbitration agreement. The area of business operation. It shall refer to the principal place of business of a cooperative, where the cooperative conducts its business as provided for in their articles of cooperative and bylaws. The area of operation. It shall refer to the area where the cooperative members come from as provided for in their articles of cooperation and bylaws. The articles of cooperation. It shall refer to the articles of cooperation registered under the code, which includes a register amendment thereto, if applicable. The associate member. It shall refer to member of a cooperative who has no right to vote or be voted upon, shall be entitled only to such rights and privileges as the bylaws provide. The authority. It referred to the Cooperative Development Authority or CDA. The authorized share capital. It shall refer to the capitalization of the cooperative as prescribed in the Articles of Cooperation. Next is the award or decision. It shall refer to any partial or final decision by an arbitrator in resolving the issue in a controversy. Next is the Board of Liquidators or Trustees. It shall refer to the body appointed by the Board of Directors or elected by the General Assembly that shall cause the liquidation of the cooperative in case of voluntary dissolution, or appointed by the authority or court in the case of involuntary dissolution of a cooperative.
Band of membership refer to the condition where members associate themselves to attain their common goals and objectives. Bylaws refer to bylaws registered under the code, which includes any registered amendments thereto. Capital refer to the sum total of members' capital share. Certificate of merger refer to the document issued by the authority evidencing registration of merger. Code refer to the Republic Act No. 9520, otherwise known as the Philippine Cooperative Code of 2008. Conciliator refer to the process whereby a neutral third party takes a vigorous and active role in assisting disputants to formulate between and among them. Conservator refer to any person appointed by the authority. Consolidation refer to two or more existing cooperatives belonging to the same category.
Credit cooperative. It refers to the one that promotes and undertakes savings and lending services among its members. It generates pool of funds to provide financial assistance and other financial services to its members. Next is the cumulative interest. It is interest due to a member that must be added in the future interest if it is not paid when due. Next is the delay in the submission of reports. It refers to the failure of the cooperatives to submit reports on time. Dispute. It refers to the intra or inter-cooperative controversy from any violations of any provisions including the rights and conditions of membership provided in the cooperative code or cooperative bylaws, which may be subject to a formal or informal request for conciliation or arbitration assistance both by either one or both parties. Next one is the dissenting member. A dissenting member refers to a member present during the meeting and who actually voted against the proposed activity of a cooperative. Next is the division. It refers to the act of splitting one single cooperative into two or more cooperatives, wherein the original cooperative shall dissolve, and resulting cooperatives shall acquire separate and distinct juridical personalities. Next is the donated capital. It refers to the subsidies, grants, donations, and aids received by the cooperative from any person, whether natural or juridical, local or foreign, both government or private. Escheat. It refers to the right of the state to succeed to property, either real or personal, when no heir or rightful claimant can be found through an appropriate legal proceeding. Next is the equity. It refers to the excess of cooperative asset over its liabilities. Next is the financial statements. It refers to the means of statement of financial condition, which is the balance sheet, statement of operation, the statement of net surplus, and the statement of cash flows. Financial services cooperatives. It refers to one organized to the primary purpose of engaging in saving and credit services and other financial services regulated by the BSP or the Bangko Sentral of the Pilipinas.
General Assembly. So the General Assembly shall refer to the full membership of the cooperative duly assembled as to the purpose of exercising all the rights and performing all of the obligation pertaining to the cooperative as provided by this code, its cooperation, and bylaws. The Guardian Cooperative. So the Guardian Cooperative shall refer to the duly registered cooperative to which the laboratory cooperative is affiliated with. Is the internal control. The internal control is referred to all the system and procedures adopted to safeguard cooperatives' assets, checks, and the accuracy and the reliability of its accounting data, promote operational efficiency, and encourage adherence to prescribed managerial policies. So next is the involuntary dissolution. So involuntary dissolution shall refer to the termination of the juridical personality of the cooperative through the appropriate juridical proceeding or by the order of authority. So next is the laboratory cooperative. So the laboratory cooperative shall refer to the cooperative duly recognized by the authority, formed and managed principally by the minors, and is affiliated with another registered cooperative, which is the Guardian Cooperative. So next is the liquidation. So the liquidation shall refer to the shall refer to the process of settlement and closure of the cooperative's affairs, disposition, conveyance, and the distribution of its assets. So next is the mediation. So the mediation shall refer to the process of which a mediator, selected by the disputing parties, facilitates a communication and negotiation, and assists the parties in reaching a voluntary agreement regarding a dispute. So next is the merger. So merger shall refer to the union of two or more existing corporations belonging to the same category, whereby surviving cooperative retaining its identity absorbs one and or more constituent cooperatives. Next is the minor. So we all know that minor is an individual below 18 years of age and but at least 7 years old. So next is the multi-purpose cooperative. So multi-purpose cooperative shall refer to a cooperative which combines two or more of the business activities in a different types of cooperatives as enumerated under Article 20.
Number 41. The net worth. I think it is familiar with you when you hear the word net worth. Net worth is defined as the equity of the cooperative, included all member share capital, its donation, and those funds restricted for a specific purpose of the cooperative for a general welfare. When we say restricted, it is set aside for the specific purpose of a cooperative and not to be used for day-to-day transactions. Number 42. Numerous and dispersed membership. Dispersed membership is a type of membership where the cooperative members are scattered due to a geographical reason or has different locations. Number 43. Paid up share capital. It is similar to the corporation where 25% of subscribed share capital must be paid up. Number 44. Parent cooperative shall refers to a cooperative which initiates the organizational of another cooperative called a subsidiary cooperative and provides technical, managerial, and financial assistance thereto. Number 45. Patronage refund shall refers to the amount returned to an individual members who patronize the goods and services of the cooperative in proportion to their individual patronage. So, if you are a loyal member of a cooperative, you may receive the patronage refund. Number 46. Plan of merger or consolidation. So, what is merger or consolidation? So, it is a combination of two cooperatives between A plus B equals C or A plus B equals A or B. Number 47. Primary cooperatives shall refers to a cooperative, the members which are natural person. So it means when a cooperative has a member of artificial person, it is not considered a primary cooperative? I think so. Number 48. Receiver shall refers to any person appointed by the authority empowered to take charge of all assets and liabilities of the cooperative, administer the same for the benefit of its creditor and exercise of such power as provided under the revised rules of court. Number 49. Registration shall refers to an operative act gaining juridical personality to a proposed cooperative as evidenced by a certificate of registration. So it is understandable for you. What is registration? Number 50. Representative Assembly shall refers to the full membership of the body of representatives elected by each of the sectors, chapters, or districts of the cooperative duly assembled for the purpose of exercising such power lawfully delegated unto them by the General Assembly in accordance with its bylaws.
Number 51. Reports shall refer to any documents or statement required from cooperatives to be submitted to the authority on a regular basis. Number 52. Representative or delegate shall refer to a member duly elected during the sector, chapter, or district meetings who shall represent his or her sector, chapter, or district to the representative assembly meeting. Number 53. Revolving capital shall refer to the amount available out of the deferred payment of the patronage, refund, and interest on share capital of the members, or by authorized deduction of a percentage from the product sold or per unit of product handled by the cooperative. The Board of Directors shall issue revolving capital certificates with serial number, name, amount, and rate of interest to be paid, and shall distinctly set forth the time of retirement of such certificates and the amounts to be returned. Number 54. Risk asset shall refer to the total assets minus cash on hand, evidences of indebtedness, loans to the extent covered by holdouts or assignments of deposits, land owned used for operations, building and land improvements, net of depreciation, furniture and fixtures and equipment, net of depreciation, real estate mortgage loan, and other non-risk items as the authority may, from time to time, authorize to be deducted from total assets. Number 55. Sanctions shall refer to the penalties provided for in the cooperative bylaws, these rules, and other administrative issuances, the code, and other related laws. Number 56. Secondary cooperative shall refer to the cooperative, the members of which are primaries. Number 57. Sector, chapter, or district shall refer to a division of cooperative which may be by reason of geographical location, scope of operation, cluster, worksheet, or such other similar subgroupings. Number 58. Settlement shall refer to any compromise or arrangements between the disputants to settle the matters in dispute and thus dispose of controversy. The term may be used in the sense of payment or adjustment, depending upon the circumstances under which and the connection in which use of the term is made. Number 59. Sequential election of representative or delegate shall refer to the election of the representatives during the meetings held one after another in different days and or at various venues by several sectors, chapters, or districts of cooperative for the purpose of electing the respective representatives delegates to the representative assembly meeting. Number 60. Share capital shall refer to the money paid or required to be paid by the members for the conduct of the operations of the cooperative.
Simultaneous election of representatives or delegates. It refers to the meetings held on the same day at the various venues by several sectors, chapters, or districts of cooperatives for the purpose of electing their respective representative or delegates to the representative assembly meeting. Submission agreement. It refers to the written agreement signed by the disputing parties to submit the dispute to the voluntary arbitration. Subsidiary cooperative. It refers to any organization, all or minority of whose membership or shareholders come from a cooperative called a parent cooperative, organized for any other purpose different from that of and receive technical, managerial, and financial assistance from the said parent cooperative. Tertiary cooperative. A sectoral or multi-sectoral cooperative whose members are secondary cooperatives and whose objectives are to advocate and engage organs of the states, private sectors, and stakeholders on behalf of its members in line with it. Total average share month refers to the sum total of the average share month which is determined by adding the monthly ending balances of the members' share capital and dividing the sum by 12, or means 12 months. Unpaid subscription. It refers to the subscribed share capital which is not yet fully paid by the member. Voluntary arbitration. It refers to dispute resolution process wherein any intra or inter-cooperative dispute is settled by a voluntary arbitrator chosen by the disputing parties from a list of qualified and accredited arbitrators who shall decide on the merits of the case by rendering an award. Voluntary arbitrators. It refers to any authorized employee of the authority and an accredited private individual chosen by the parties to hear, decide, and render an award in an dispute. And lastly, the voluntary dissolution refers to the termination of the juridical personality of the cooperative at its own initiative or instance after complying with the requirements set forth in this code and these rules.